In this video, we're taking a look at a collection that I just picked up for $29,850. An awesomely curated collection of Golden Age keys, Silver Age keys, modern keys, curiosities, and a little bit of everything in between. A truly special collection that you're not going to want to miss. Stay tuned.
Bry's Comics.
All of the slabs in this video are available now at bryscomics.com. Use code COLLECT10 for 10% off. And while you're there, sign up for the newsletter and you're entered to win a free slab. And it's where I send out first notice when new stock and new inventory is listed. Also, while you're there, check out my latest exclusive, my first ever Marvel exclusive by In-Hyuk Lee for Miles Morales Spider-Man #1. Pre-sales are live now at bryscomics.com. We have trade and virgin sets. We have regular cover sets, incentive bundles, CGC options, and a whole bunch more. Pre-sales are live now at bryscomics.com. Also, the raw books in this video, some of them are going to be sent off for grading, and the rest are going to be available through Whatnot. Link in the description for $15 towards your first purchase. We're having a ton of fun, and I hope to see you over on Whatnot. And lastly, we do a giveaway every single month here on the channel. If you subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, and like this video, you're entered to win a free slab. So this video is a very special video. Every once in a while, a collection comes through that it has this personal touch, and a personal touch on comic books makes it so much more fun to collect, to sell, to enjoy comic books when there's a personal attachment or a connection to it. This is from a very special collector, a very cool member of the community, Matthew Manos. I will put a link to his Instagram page. I know a lot of people are going to ask, why would he sell all of this? Well, he was after one book. He was consolidating all of this to help fund a purchase or maybe make the full purchase of one single book. I did not ask him which book that was because it was still at auction, and I did not want to make him feel obligated to tell me. I've been hunting comics before where they're still up at auction, and it took every ounce of my being to not go blabbing to all of my comic book friends what I'm currently bidding on. So please do not ask Matthew what that book is until after he's either made the purchase, if he even wants to share that with us. But if you are a curious person, you may want to give him a follow over on Instagram. And if we're lucky, and if you feel like it, Matthew, maybe you could share with us all why you decided to sell all of this. What book is it that you were after? Again, it's totally up to you, man, and I highly recommend that you don't say anything to people if they ask you until after that book has ended at auction. So it was also a serendipitous story about how I actually met up with Matthew. I was traveling to sunny Southern California to visit some family, and that's where he was, and that's where we met up. It just worked out perfectly. Without further ado, let's head over to sunny Southern California. All right, guys, we're in the car and we're gonna go see about this collection. You're gonna come along with me for the ride. Hopefully, hopefully this is a short trip. All right, and just like that, we are there. It's actually such a short trip. It was just down the driveway. So how this worked out is I'm in Southern California visiting some family of mine, and this guy reached out and he said he had a collection. We talked about the collection. We talked about the price. We agreed upon a price. And I said, well, I'm gonna be in Southern California, and when I get back, we can do the deal and you can drive down to Paradise from Southern California. And he said, well, I'm in Southern California too. Is there any way we could just meet up there? And I'm like, yeah, I can meet you out in front of my aunt's house. And so here we go. We got the empty trunk, and just like that, here we are, guys, with Matthew. Say what's up, Matthew.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
We got Matthew's awesome collection here to process.
Bye-bye.
So awesome to actually meet, fan, subscriber of the channels, man. Pleasure doing business with you.
For sure.
And why don't we have you show a couple of the gems while you're here, because I know not too much about this, and you know all about it.
Yeah, happy to. There's a lot of kind of weird stuff, weird curiosities that I liked. I want to show you guys a few. We've got 4-color 291. It's a green label, but this is the kind of green label you want because they actually messed up the printing. So on this one, they printed the back cover of this book, right? See, like the green rectangle on top of the front cover of this book. And it's Carl Barks art also. So definitely the green label you want. Also have some pedigree books. This is a Gaines file of Weird Science 15. William Gaines was the publisher of EC Comics, which was one of the best publishers ever. Got a Wally Wood cover, super cool. Gaines file means that it came from his personal collection. So whenever they put out these books, he set aside 12 for himself. So this is one of 12 in the world. Zap Comics, you know Robert Crumb for this work, you know, notorious San Francisco underground stuff. This is a 9.9. So this is the highest grade Zap comic in the world. There's nothing higher grade than this. Insane, right? And you gotta love the gold label.
That's so awesome.
We've got...
So it's a pedigree 9.9?
Yeah, it's a pedigree
9.9.
Pedigree 9.9.
Holy shit.
And the pedigree is Haight Ashbury. So this was this guy that just loved underground comics, bought them as they came out, and then kind of stored them away and kept them safe. Like, I mean, a 9.9, right? From 1975.
Unbelievable.
Freaking crazy. It's in better shape than me. Eerie Comics #1. This is the first horror comic ever. So the first comic book that was ever dedicated to horror and has an original story, has either somebody that really looks like Nosferatu or it is Nosferatu on the cover. Yeah, classic Golden Age good girl art, you know, bondage cover.
Is that considered a headlights?
Probably.
Yeah.
I haven't. Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got to be one of the first headlight covers.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm so glad that the first horror comic was a sick cover. Imagine if it was like just an awful.
Oh,
like,
that'd
nothing.
be a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then two more for you. This is I used to collect propaganda. So this is called Is This Tomorrow? And it's an anti-communist book. Extremely cool cover. Something that the CGC label doesn't tell you, though, is this was some of Charles Schulz's first published work. He was the creator of Peanuts.
Wow.
Charlie Brown. So he actually did some pencils, I think, and inking on the interior of this book.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And the last book I'll pick out, it's called Grenada. This was airdropped after the war in Grenada. And it says that it was published, or after our invasion of Grenada, I should say. And it says it was published by the Victims of International Communist Emissaries. It turns out that's a fake publisher. It was actually created by the CIA.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So if you're curious what a CIA comic looks like, this is it.
Nice. And that was just the tip of the iceberg, because I'm going to break it down here with some more of the slabs, and then we're going to go through the raw books as well. This stack here is some awesome Batman keys. This stack here is Golden Age, and this stack here is Classic keys, and this one here is Amazing Fantasy Run. So starting with the Batman keys, we have Batman 251 in an 8.5 white pages, classic Neil Adams cover. Batman 171, first Silver Age appearance of the Riddler in a 5.5 white. Batman 121, origin and first appearance of Mr. Zero, later becomes Mr. Freeze. This is a 4.5 off-white. Detective Comics 290, this is from the Alfred Pennyworth collection. 7.0 cream to off-white. Always awesome when you see a 10-cent tech. Another 10-cent tech, Tech 281. Robot cover, full page ad for Green Lantern #1 from 1960. Batman the Killing Joke, Detective Comics 880 in a 9.8 white. That awesome jock cover, Batman 608, 9.8 white. And Batman Harley Quinn, no number, origin and first appearance of Harley Quinn in DC continuity. I absolutely prefer this cover over Batman Adventures #12. Now for some classic keys, we have Amazing Spider-Man #11 from 1964, 5.0 second appearance of Dr. Octopus and first appearance and death of Bennett Brant. Wolverine #1, so we're going to get a nice little mix here. This is that banana cover of Wolverine, limited to 3,000, John Tyler Christopher negative space variant. Daredevil #7, 4.0. This is the first appearance of the red costume for Daredevil. Daredevil #5, a minor costume change in this issue, and also the origin and first appearance of the Matador. Amazing Spider-Man #3, first appearance of Dr. Octopus in a 2.5 off-white to white. Origin and first appearance of Dr. Octopus. Amazing Spider-Man key. Incredible Hulk #340, 9.4 white, newsstand edition, classic Todd McFarlane cover. Incredible Hulk Annual #1 in a 6.0, one of my all-time favorite Hulk covers. Spawn #1, 9.8 white pages, newsstand, signed by the Todd father. First appearance of Spawn. So if you're gonna take the not rare version of Spawn #1 and you want something truly special, this would be the way to go. You get the newsstand edition, which is ultra rare, and then you sign it by Todd McFarlane. It survived the signature process, it survived the encapsulation process, and maintained the 9.8. Just an awesome book to see in 9.8. Wolverine Limited Series #1. We got a 9.8 white for #1, a 9.8 white for #2, a 9.8 white for #3, and a 9.8 white newsstand to boot for #4. Uncanny X-Men #207, just a classic Wolverine cover. Awesome G.I. Joe cover. G.I. Joe Real American Hero #75, 9.8 white pages. This is from the Black Cat collection. And Amazing Spider-Man #300, origin and first full appearance of Venom, 9.6 white pages. Beautiful copy of that book there. All right, now for this little run, I believe he had the full run of Amazing Adult Fantasy 1 through 15. He did keep #15, it was in his keeper list. But here we have Amazing Adult Fantasy #7 in a 6.0, #8, #9, #10, #11, #12, #13, and #14. And this is the last issue of Amazing Adult Fantasy, and then it becomes Amazing Fantasy. And #15, as we all know, is the first appearance of Spider-Man. So if you're a completionist and you like to complete runs, I mean, Amazing Fantasy is actually a fairly forgiving run to complete, obviously, except for issue #15, but it's kind of a fun thing to do. All right, now for some Golden Age, we have Planet Comics #26. Space Rangers Begin. It's a bondage cover, it's a headlights cover, just an awesome 1943 Planet Comics #26. Atomic War #1. This is an atomic explosion cover and panels, hanging panel. Just some awesome, you know, propaganda type stuff. And check out the ad on the back of this one. The Amazing Chevalier. And it says right here, does a bulging bay window make you feel and look years older than you really are? Then here, at last, is the answer to your problem. Chevalier, the wonderful new adjustable health supporter belt, is scientifically constructed to help you look and feel years younger. You gotta love some Golden Age ads. Bay window, that's a term I hadn't heard before. USA is Ready #1 from 1941. War propaganda one-shot issue, photo, frontispiece, and back cover. A frontispiece is the splash page, I think. So just some awesome propaganda. If the Devil Would Talk, No Number, published by the Roman Catholic Guild. It's from 1950, and it's just a cautionary tale of why you should be religious. Really interesting book. It's interesting here at CGC notes on the label it says paper cover. It's like, I was pretty sure all comic books have paper covers. War Fury #1 from Comic Media. This is from 1952. And what's really special about this book is this part of the cover right here, you may recognize from Horrific #3, that classic pre-code horror cover. It is this actual image. So this is where it appears first. I mean, that's very interesting. I didn't know that until I found this book in this collection. Three-dimensional EC Classics #1. So it's manufactured with 2 pairs of 3D glasses. So when it comes with the 3D glasses, they're usually attached on the inside of the book. So it says here on the label 3D glasses detached, which I believe means that they're there. They've just been detached because they've been used. 3D Tales from the Crypt of Terror #2 is from 1954. So it's missing one pair of 3D viewers. So it came with 2 3D glasses, so it's missing one, so it will say incomplete, but it still gives it the blue label. Just an awesome 3D early EC comic. Jungle Thrills #1. This is from Stars Publication, 1953. 3D glasses are included, so I would assume that that means that they're still actually attached, because it says 3D glasses included. Super Animals #1, Star Publications from 1953. This is an L.B. Cole cover from the personal collection of William M. Gaines. So it's not a Gaines file copy, I don't believe, but it's from the collection of William Gaines. And check out the back ad on this. Hey kids, look, you get this Explorer kit. It comes with the anti-glare goggles, the Explorer compass, and the Electro Signal gun, all for just $1.98. Awesome little back cover ad. Wallywood 3D pedigree copy there. Feature Funnies #2 from 1937. This may be the oldest book I've ever seen come through the shop, from 1937. A Rube Goldberg cover, and on the back here you can get a Remington noiseless portable typewriter for 10 cents a day back in 1937. Frankenstein #19 from 1952, just a classic Frankenstein cover. World's Finest #11, 4.5 off-white to white. It's just an interesting cover, I think, and these World Finest comics are just such awesome Golden Age books to begin with. National Comics #8 from Quality Comics is from 1941. It's a 1.8. Just an awesome Uncle Sam cover. And on the back, you got an ad here for the flexible flyer, sleds and skis. This reminds me of my childhood. I had a red, I think it was a red racer or something like that, but it looked just like this. You steer it with the feet. It's got the metal skis on it. Really awesome back cover from 1941. World War III #1, the war that will never happen if America remains strong and alert. So it's an atomic bomb cover and panels, and if you look on the back, we get this this awesome ad here for the electric spot reducer. Take off excess weight from this electric thing. You just throw it on there and it safely removes stuff. And it also works for insomnia and for muscle aches. So there you go. World War III #1. Camera Comics #3. This is 5.5 white pages, which is really awesome to see white pages on it, from 1944. I mean, you got a chick here hitting a Nazi in the face with her camera. I mean, that is an absolutely awesome cover. And inside you'll see the story of Linda Lenz, woman photographer, which apparently was, I don't know, a big deal back then. Really cool Golden Age book. Crime Suspense Stories #20. This was used in Soti, the book called Seduction of the Innocent, and it's a classic hanging cover. Awesome pre-code horror. Shock Suspense Stories #6, a Wally Wood cover, classic bondage cover. Really sought after pre-code horror Wally Wood cover. Weird Science #16, also a Wally Wood cover and art on the inside. Full page ad for Mad Comics #1. Weird Science #16, a 6.0. Alright, so here we have some of the books that I've already picked out for screening to get graded. I will likely get most of these graded. We got Alias #1, first appearance of Jessica Jones. Mad Comics #15, just a really early Mad Comics. Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1 in super low grade. Some awesome Green Lantern drug covers here. We got Green Lantern #85 and #86. And then this classic Neil Adams cover for #76. Here's Batman the Killing Joke, super rare 9th print with the red text on the front. Batman #164. Batman number 164, awesome early Batman cover. Submariner number 5, I'm not sure if this is worth grading or not. Same with this one, Invincible Iron Man number 2, not quite sure if that's worth grading. Captain Marvel number 66, there's an early Captain Marvel 10 center, awesome to see that. Jumbo Comics number 37, really awesome 10 cent Jumbo Comics cover. How about Superman number 25, just a super early Superman book. A Spooky number 27, a really cool pre-code horror 10 center. Shock Suspense Stories number 1. I mean, there's definitely a market for collecting number 1s from especially Golden Age titles. Really cool to see that. Uncanny Tales number 26, awesome pre-code cover. How about Detective Comics number 57? And this one's awesome because it's from the collection of Jerome Wanker. And it says here that this certificate authenticates that this is from the estate of Jerome Wanker. It was purchased in good faith from Jerome Wanker and is part of one of the largest collections of DC Comics ever assembled. Jerome started collecting in 1983 and has assembled one of the most complete collections of DC Comics that were known to exist. He had regular newsstand up until the 1990s and then direct afterwards. The collection was only 22 short of all the DC comics. This is a piece of comic book history. So really cool to see this Detective Comics number 57 from an awesome collection. So Thrilling Comics number 38, you got a Nazi cover getting knocked out, you got a chick stuck at the top of a tank cannon. I mean, what an awesome cover for Thrilling Comics number 38. These two, I'm not sure if I would get these graded or not because I think they would go in the magazine, so it's a different tier. It just takes longer. I just would have to look into whether or not these are worth grading, but this is just an awesome Katie Keene cover. Katie Keene 3D Comics. And this one, 3D Action, I believe he said that this is the first ever 3D comic, if I'm not mistaken. And it comes with the both pairs of glasses there on the back. All right, so here we have basically some cool books, a lot of just reading material, but also a nice collection here of 3D, a bunch of 3D books. So there's a whole bunch of true 3D and 3D comics here, almost all the way to the back. I'll have to look those up and just make sure and see if any of those are actually worth grading or not. This is a really cool set of Vampirella comics. Vampirella number 9 and Vampirella number 10. Some really awesome books there. Some Strange Tales. And then some more just cool reading material, magazines, and stuff like that. This box has almost all of the Red Room variants. So a ton of the Red Room variants. There's also, every once in a while, you'll see a 10 cent Superman in there as well. And this was really cool. Interested to see what this is all about. Letha Weapons number 1, True Stories of Adult Film Stars. So that might be kind of interesting, another one there. This box here was just mostly reading material, I believe. Some nice runs of some cool series, but mostly reading material. And this box here has a run of Spawn. So this is like Spawn 2 through 100, and then it picks back up at like Spawn 300. It's really interesting. I've seen that several times when Spawn collections come through the shop. It'll be like 1 through 100, and then people die off after that and then come back around 300. So it's really interesting to see that here, but a nice run of Spawn. So there you have it, guys. A truly awesome collection. Thank you once again to Matthew. Matthew, I hope you get that mega grail that you're after. And thank you to all of you for sticking with me to the end of the video. Don't forget that these books are available now at brycecomics.com. Use code COLLECT10 for 10% off. And the raw books, follow me over on Whatnot. Link in the description for $15 towards your first purchase. Thank you so much to everyone who's shown your support so far for the Miles Morales number 1 by Inhyuk Lee, my first ever Marvel Bryce Comics exclusive. Thank you as always for sticking with me to the end of the video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bryce Comics.